All right, friends and families from around the world. My name is Dr Samuel Jacobs-Abbey, and I want to once again welcome all of you to our program, Change Makers Forum, which is an initiative of the Jacobs-Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies, based in Washington, D.C. area, in collaboration with the Academy of African Scholars for Social Change. As you all know, we've been discussing the issues of change, particularly in the African region. And we know that Africa, for some reason, the global world have painted Africa to be a continent full of mysteries, full of calamities, engulfed with conflicts, and nothing positive or nothing good is discussed or said about Africa. The purpose of our show is meant to change that narrative. And so, what we do is we identify individuals who are doing extremely important work, and we bring their work to the world. And per adventure, it will provide an opportunity for people to know what good others are doing, and at the same time, help support their initiatives and their work. And so, once again, on behalf of my producer and on behalf of our technical team, I want to welcome all of you to Change Makers Forum. And today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic with one of my very, 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 very good friends. Very good friend indeed, because we've come a very long way. We've done a lot of projects together. And I think it is about time we also let the world know the other side of our activities. And so just hang in there. We'll be right back after this quick break, and then I will introduce my guest.
Access to healthcare has a direct impact on the quality of life of American citizens. The book, Perception of Physician Influence on Healthcare Accessibility, answers the major questions in the healthcare system, the problems it faces, and the possible solutions available. It throws the light on accessibility to healthcare in the USA and the role physicians play in making this possible. The author, Dr. Samuel Jacobs-Abbey, is the Executive Director of the Jacobs-Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies. He is an expert in healthcare management and policy and specializes in global health diplomacy and public health policy. He is a frequent speaker at the United Nations. This is a must-read for all physicians seeking to make healthcare in America more accessible to their patients across the USA. If you don't like to read, you haven't found the right book yet. Get your copies of the book, Perception of Physician Influence on Healthcare Accessibility, on Amazon, Apple Bookstore, Kobo, Nook, Google Books, Publishers, and all major digital bookstores across the globe. Contact Dr. Samuel Jacobs-Abbey via Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn through the JA Global Institute. Get your copies now.
Welcome back to Change Makers Forum. Once again, my name is Dr. Samuel Jacobs-Abbey, and it's a privilege to welcome all of you to our show. Like I said before we went out for a commercial break, our show is purposely meant to bring individuals and folks who are doing extremely work around the world. And today, I am so privileged that we are going to speak to one of our own, Nana Yaw Osei-Darkwa. Nana Yaw is a communication professional by training and a social entrepreneur by choice. He's a product of the African's Premier Journalism School, the Ghana Institute of Journalism. He's a certified level 3 certificate trainer from the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies from the University of Rhode Island in the United States of America. He has organized and led several peace and non-violence campaigns in Ghana, dating back to 2008, and has contributed significantly to the consolidation of peace in Ghana. He is the founding president of Youth Icons Ghana, a vibrant youth-oriented nonprofit organization committed to the empowerment of youth of Ghana and Africa. Nana is currently the convener of the Green Republic Project, a climate action initiative aimed at reconciling humanity and nature through restoration. He has won several awards, both locally and internationally, with the most recent being the Shining World Protection Award in September of 2019 from the Supreme Master Chain Shanghai for his leadership in environmental issues and leading youth-based campaign to plant 20 million by 2028 in contributing to global fight against climate change and global warming. Nana is widely traveled and spoken at several international conferences on peace and climate change. The most recent being the Global Landscape Forum in Bonn in December 2018 and the GLF Accra in October 2020. So folks from around the world, the background speaks for itself. Let's welcome to the studios of Changemakers Forum, my good friend, Nana Yaw Osei-Darkwa. Chief, welcome.
Thank you very much, Doc. It's great, coming into contact once again. And I have to straight away, put out, the fact that you were part of the formative stages of mine, love for social work and responding to challenges within our communities. I mean, you actually paved the way. I mean, way back in Accra in the late 90s, getting into the 2000s. I mean, you played a significant role. I looked up to you. You invited me to a couple of meetings. JCI, you were the president then in Ghana. And that was how my umbilical cord to this social work, was cut. So I salute and thanks for your inspiration.
Wow. Thank you very much for those compliments. I really appreciate that. It's important for the world to know that I played a part. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let's go straight. That's right. Let's go straight into our conversation. So I have always known you to be a seasoned journalist, somebody who liked communication. You appreciate communication back in the days. But then suddenly you diverted into nonviolence, peace, and conflict. What inspired you to put away your journalism and go into nonviolence, conflict, and peace building?
Yeah, I think largely I'm still within the confines of communication and journalism, but just that, instead of the everyday journalistic practice that we know of, going about reporting about issues that happens, I think that communication is key to every aspect of human endeavor. And so I decided, after taking inspiration from people like your good self, and also the fact that I have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as my mentor, I thought that I could use the skill of communication to help, deal with challenges confronting humanity and, our various communities here in Ghana. And so in 2008, Ghana was faced with a very, very difficult election. I'm sure you remember. It was a tough election, and events leading to December 2008, were not really, really cool. There was so much tension in the country, and I mean, everything pointed to a beautiful Ghana, going down the ditch, because the political temperature was so high. A lot of vilification, violent acts, even ahead of the elections. And so as a young man, look on to see my beautiful country, Ghana, go into the ditch. And so myself and a colleague, Obo, the musician, you know him. I mean,
Yes, yes.
A young man who had so much energy, a household name in Ghana. We came together and launched what we call the One Ghana Peace Project. And that began the journey, and after touring, then we had 10 regions in Ghana. After touring all 10 regions in Ghana to engage young people, to let them appreciate that, I mean, the only, thing that we need as young people to secure our future was peace. And so never should anybody do anything to disturb the peace architecture of our country, because once the peace architecture is distorted, is disturbed, young people were going to be the ones to suffer the most. So we went out there, with a message of peace, with a message of brotherhood, with a message of one nation, one people, through nonviolent acts, such that definitely we're going to have disagreement. We're not going to, all agree on one thing. Political parties are, have their own ideological inclinations and their own belief systems. And so we thought that it was just a matter of choice, and choosing who to lead us should not in itself lead to conflict. And so we did our best. Music was the driver of the campaign of war. That young, bold and household, name, he became the ambassador for the project. And after touring the 10 regions, we contributed significantly to making that particular election very, very peaceful. And, one success story led to the other. And so since then, we never looked back. I kept, leading the youth of Ghana, engaging the youth of Ghana in that particular trajectory to ensure that we, at all times, will choose nonviolence as a way of dealing with our challenges. Because challenges, yes, they would always come, but what means do we use in addressing, these differences and challenges? And so we promote dialogue. We ensure that young people appreciate the fact that dialogue would always be the best way to deal with whatever challenges exist, and also not to live in the world of illusion that we are never going to have differences. The differences, the conflict is part of our being as humans. But what means do we use to address those challenges? It should always be in a non-violent manner, where we talk to each other, where we come to consensus reaching, where we try to attack the forces of evil and not persons doing evil, which I would explain as we go along. So that is how the whole thing started. And I've been in that space all these years, contributing one election to the other. In 2012, we had the Ghana Peace Campaign, and where I led the organization of the Million Man March for Peace, trying to mimic what Dr. King did in America, and it was successful. We had the then sitting vice president, may his soul rest in peace, he's no more, His Excellency Papi Mr. Arthur. He worked with us. We also had the mayor of Accra, then Honorable Ukuvandakwe in the loop. He was with us. We had scores of members of parliament. We also had the then chairman of the New Patriotic Party, then in opposition, Honorable Jake Tanka Obechebilamte, also, passed, may his soul rest in peace. And, thousands of young people churning out to be a part of that particular work, where we started from the Tetekwashi, interchange in Accra, there very well, to the Independence Square, and then we had an engagement with the people who participated in the march. It was a very good one. In 2016, we also came up with a National Peace Pledge, a peace pledge that we tried to get young people to pledge to, the peace of Ghana. And I remember, the 2016 Peace Pledge read as follows: I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I promise to speak and act in a manner that would not endanger the peace of Ghana. I pledge to love and respect all humans and celebrate the beauty and diversity of our great nation, Ghana, as a source of strength and not of division. I pledge to do my part and to help create peace and to promote a one and united Ghana through tolerance. So help me God. So in 2016, this was a peace, pledge project that we took, toured the country, visited media houses, did a presentation of framed peace pledges to these media houses to try and, promote peace in all their endeavors and ensure that as the fourth estate of the realm, the media were not going to do things that was going to escalate and, kind of blow the peace that we enjoy in Ghana into the abyss of war. So we have been 20, and we've been around doing this peace things. Then in 2018, Youth Icons Ghana, the organization I lead as the founding president, which has been the platform for doing all this peace engagement.
In fact, before you even go into Youth Icon, I wanted to talk to you about that. So if I follow your conversation closely, so with all these initiatives, from a war to the peace campaign and all that, can one say that out of the metrics of the success of this initiative led to the formation of that vibrant youth-led organization called the Youth Icon Ghana? Is that the source of inspiration as a way to sustain and to measure and to maintain the peace process in Ghana? Was that the primary reason for the formation of that group?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got it right. Indeed, when we decided to go on that campaign, we were trying to find ways that we could impact the youth. And so we decided to fall on young celebrities. And that's how come the name Youth Icons, because icons are celebrities. And so our very first icon that we used, as a part of the campaign to front it was Obo. So he became the executive icon of Youth Icons Ghana, which delivered, a very, very solid peace project within the decade. And so in 2018, like I was saying, Youth Icons Ghana was 10 years. And, after sitting back and deliberating with the team on what we've done in the past 10 years, human to human peace endeavors and promotion, we thought, as the leader of the group, I thought that we've done so much work in that area of human to human peace building. But there was this unseen, very unconventional war going on between humanity and nature, which, things like climate change, all these typhoons and cyclones and all these things that we're seeing around us. I think that by and large, it is as a result of our violence as human beings towards nature that occasion, most of these things. And so, for instance, when we look at climate change, and we also look at the role that trees play, like the forest, in keeping, our environment and the climate, balanced, then we also juxtapose that against deforestation and the fact that, we're losing our forest, global forest at an alarming rate. And Ghana being no exception, then we said, look, we needed to do something, but we could only get that reconciliation through restoration. So we're trying to reconcile humanity and nature through restoration. Because one, if our primary school science teaches us about the importance of trees, that the trees gives us the oxygen that we breathe, that's a major, role or function of the trees, where they take carbons from the atmosphere and use that as raw material to process the oxygen that we take in. So we thought that trees are so important that we humans should treat trees with utmost respect and even the fact that our very existence and lives depend on these trees. But somehow we have forgotten about ourselves and we've been very destructive, within the space, where we are cutting down trees for our own selfish gain. We tried to do between 2018 and 2028, 20 million trees, as our contribution to global efforts at, promoting and fighting the climate menace.
So let's hold it right there. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Green Republic project, so you can dive into that. Folks, it's going well, and I'm sure you are enjoying Nana Yaw Osei-Darkwa, a man of great repute, and he has contributed significantly to the socio-economic and peace process in Ghana. And so we take a quick break, and when we come back, we will talk about the project that he currently conveys as a convener of the Green Republic project. We'll be right.
Hello, welcome to Jacobs-Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies, a research, teaching, training, and leadership institute that critically provides strategic transformational thinking to leaders and students with the opportunity to develop and create lasting impact in their institutions. Championed by a world-class faculty, one-on-one executive coaching, and peer learning, our programs are offered both online and in cohort sessions. Jacobs-Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies partners with academic institutions, civil society organizations, local communities looking to accelerate the impact of their leaders, more effectively engage teams, and build inclusive cultures of employee engagement and performance. We offer courses such as certificate, diploma, and advanced diploma in counseling psychology, marriage counseling, applied psychology, child mental health, conflict and peace studies, international human rights law, security and governance, and in gender studies. For enrollment, email enroll@jaglobalinstitute.org or visit us online at jaglobalinstitute.org.
All right, folks, welcome back from our break. And once again, I'm still here with Nana Yaw Osei-Darkwa, who is a journalist and also a peace advocate, have tons of experience in doing nonviolent conflict situations around the globe. And so before we pause for the commercial break, he was talking to us about climate change and how humanity has been in conflict with nature and how that has impacted the lives of humanity. He talked about trees being chopped down and being used for human consumptions without necessarily thinking of the replacement process. And so currently he is the convener of the Green Republic project, which is a climate action initiative aimed at reconciling humanity and also nature through restoration. So you were talking, you were telling us about the climate action project. You want to continue with that?
Yeah, so during the 10th year, I convened the Green Republic project, which is also youth-driven, to try to get young people to lead in the climate fight. Because globally, the world is going through some very difficult times with climate change and all that. So we thought that this is a role that young people could play to help secure their own future, but tomorrow begins today. And so if we want to fix the future, we need to take action today. And that is how we launched in May 2018, the Green Republic Project in the northern regional capital of Ghana, that is Tamale, where, this area, it's a dry area close to the Sahel, so desertification, eating fast. And so we thought that the need was greater there to plant more trees to help fight the desertification and at the same time, help, mitigate, climate change. And so we launched a very ambitious project to plant 20 million trees from 2018 to 2028. And straight away on the 1st of July, 2018, we did our first 3,500 trees in a village called Young Dakpemili, in the northern region. Now, we did not want to really do a lot of talking as far as climate change was concerned. We thought that there should be less talk and more action.
That's right.
So we decided to show the way. July 1st, we did 3,500 trees. And then July 8th, within 1 week, we did another 4,500 trees in a community called Myong in the northern region. Close to Yendi. So within a week, we had done 7,500 trees. And then we also did some 500 trees in Winneba. And I've done, with the Mingos, where we're encouraging young people, especially the senior high school, students, to, develop interest in planting trees. Not only planting trees, but also the sustainable aspect of it, where we need to care for the trees that we plant to ensure that they grow to serve the purpose for which we planted them. So over 16,000 plus trees, trying to do this across, the regions of Ghana. It involves money, but luckily for us, we have the Forestry Commission of Ghana, was the special who said that what we're doing was a great thing and that it was their mandate, their mandate to do what we're doing. And so they were going to support us technically, and also with seedlings, and which they have been true to their age. So, great guy, he's a hands-on person, believes in getting the job done.
Yeah.
And I think that during his time, he introduced the youth in afforestation project, and employed a lot of young people. We had the same vision and the same drive, within the school system, something to do this. And so we're still on course with our plan to plant 20 million trees. But we are not only planting trees. What we're doing is that we're trying to build bridges, because, for instance, in Ghana, land is crucial if you want to plant trees. And
that's right.
In a situation where the traditional authorities are the custodians of land, you would have to first and foremost win, the traditional authorities to the side of the battle against climate change, to be
That's
able
right.
to get lands that are not going to be in litigation, lands that are not going to be sold, to people for real estate, and to ensure that our traditional leaders appreciate the times we live in and buy into the concept of developing green zones in their communities for the good health of their own subjects and themselves and the communities as a whole. And so we have been holding discussions with some traditional authorities in areas that we plant so that we can get, these lands that we're not going to go and come back and some real estate developer has bought them and cut down the trees that we planted. Then it would have been work done zero. So I think I showed you a visit to our website, you see, and I sent you some pictures of the current state of the trees we planted in 2018. They are so wonderfully, grown and doing great. And so it gives us hope, to do more. apart from the engagement of these traditional leaders, we also are working in close collaboration with the heads of educational institutions and regional education offices, to get secondary school, senior high students to directly get involved in the planting of the trees. And so if you visit our site, you see that most of the time we are working with students, who come around, we take them through the rudiments of planting trees with the help of the regional, forestry office, to show us how to plant the trees, in a proper fashion, and also, how to nurture, these trees to grow. And so we're building bridges with several aspects of our various communities, the chiefs, the educational institutions, the young people, to let them appreciate that we need to do this if we need to get the carbons off our atmosphere, so we can breathe quality, air. Yeah. And so climate action is what drives this particular campaign. And so far we've had amazing support. And we've also tried to lobby government, to institute a national tree planting day, a national tree planting day where from the president to the ordinary Ghanaian will step out and plant a tree or two. And so currently we have 30 million people in Ghana. If on that day, we're still in talks with the state, if that day we even manage to get, say, 5 million people out there to plant, and everybody plants just 5 trees in a period of about 4 hours, times 5, we're talking about 25 million trees within a few hours. And if we're able to do this over time, then we are going to deal with this particular climate issue, because trees remain the natural remedy to this challenge. And I think that we would encourage other nations and people listening to me to adapt this national tree planting days in their respective countries, or even community tree planting days. And let's do this for ourselves, and for that it's one way that we can say, our cities and our forests.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. Before we wrap up, because I realize we are running out of time, it's so exciting. Sometimes when the conversation gets exciting, then the time goes very fast. So it looks like we are running out of time. I know the time just decided to fly. But before we wrap up, let's talk maybe a minute or two. Talk about the Shining World Protection Award that you received in 2019. It may come as a surprise to a lot of people because you need to be recognized for the effort you are putting in the work to receive such a prestigious award. Tell us a bit about this award, and then once we finish this award, we'll wrap it up.
Okay, so like you said, this particular award came as a huge surprise, because our motivation to do this work, it's not to receive awards or to get recognition. I feel that as a human, I owe it a duty to planet Earth to try to do something that will sustain the collective good of humanity. We all need to play a certain role. The Earth is our common home, and we all need to put our shoulders to the wheel to help make it better. So as part of our everyday work to try and repair the Earth, we received an email from the Supreme Master Ching Hai, who herself is an avowed environmentalist who believes that humanity must live in peace, in consonance with nature. And so we received an email. Initially, it came to me like, is this real? I thought it was one of these.
Those things that comes into the thing.
And all that. But I followed through, and lo and behold, it was true. So their chapter in Ghana, they sent the award and the prize money of 10,000 United States dollars to their Ghana office, and a formal presentation was done at the Holiday Inn Hotel in Accra, where my good person was named the Shining World Protection Award for my drive to try to help, protect the planet. But I mean, this was not for me as an individual. I think
that's right.
It's for the team, it's for humanity, it's for everybody who thinks that we need to fix this planet. And I get very inspired to do some of these things because, I mean, I've brought some children to this world and they are going to live, for decades to come. And
that's right.
I'm trying to get all parents to appreciate this, that it is not the amount of funds we leave in the banks for our kids. The primary consideration should be the earth that we are living, because if the world gets deteriorated, it does not matter how much money you've left in the accounts. The world will be so unsafe. Nature would be punishing us so much that those monies will mean nothing. And so let us also, in our own ways, as a way of leaving legacies for our children, leave a healthy earth as a legacy for our children.
Wow, what a way to wrap up our conversation. And I think the message is very clear. So folks from around the world, our viewers, once again, my name is Dr Samuel Jacobs-Abbey, and I am your host of this program, Change Makers Forum, an initiative of the Jacobs-Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies, in collaboration with the Academy of African Scholars for Social Change. And today we are so fortunate to have interviewed my very good friend, Nana Yaw Osei-Darkwa, and he has talked about various things. Particularly, his primary focus was to encourage parents, encourage scholars, and also encourage administrators to ensure that tree planting become part and parcel of their daily activities. He wants to encourage everyone to be inspired to at least ensure that a tree is planted, and also called for nations to put aside a day called the National Tree Planting Day. And just imagine if 5 million trees are planted on that day, multiply that by 5, and then you will appreciate the number of trees that will have been planted and lives will be saved. Because whether we like it or not, nature and humanity must coexist and must live in harmony. Once again, on behalf of my producers, on behalf of the Jacobs-Abbey Global Institute for Leadership Studies, and on behalf of all of our partners, we want to thank Nana Yaw Osei-Darkwa once again for being on our show. And we will see you the next time we gather again. Thank you, and God bless all of you. See you.